to Final Fantasy Dawntrail 14's Dawntrail expansion, part 15. We're going to finish up MSQ, or at least get pretty damn close. I think we're pretty near the end. And then, yeah. Sorry I didn't do the AEW pay-per-view this weekend. I kind of went on vacation, so I watched it solo while I was on vacation at my hotel. And yeah, it was kind of meh. Kind of meh, to say the least. The Pac Osprey match wasn't bad. There was a couple matches that weren't too bad, but yeah, with the two spots that everybody's talking about, it was a little ridiculous. And unnecessary. Excuse me. Go do these while we wait. If they're available. Yep, they are. Good. Torrential downpouring in the game. if anybody's even doing that fight. DPS is such a bitch to fucking get parties. There's so many of us. That takes care of that. Shit, that was quick. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. This is going to be interesting.
The worlds have been bridged. Be at ease, everyone. Your ether will soon be replenished. I will suffer no interference. Disappear. Greetings and goodbye. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end. We require ether.
Fuck. That's some weird shit.
Deploying drone. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end.
Oh, what the fuck?
I will show you the world beyond.
So I get raised and fucking die. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you pretty much can't get rezzed in this fight with how often shit happens.
Deploying drone. We require ether. I will show you the world beyond. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end.
Shit.
Deploying drone.
Fucking A.
Deploying drone. Are you still alive? Activating reserve power. Are you still alive? Disengaging signals. Target area eliminated. Commencing erosion.
What the fuck?
System overload. Aborting process. Let us rise above death. Deploying drone. We require ether. Deploying drone. Let us rise above death. Do not be afraid. Death is not the end. Deploying drone. Are you still alive? Recommend equation. System
Dude, what the fuck?
Is this a rift in reality? Has she lost control of the power? Steen, listen to me. I understand. I do. And I know that you won't be swayed from your course. But if there's truly no other way to resolve this, then face me. Not as a machine, but as the real you.
Lamachi.
Steen!
Anomaly detected in memory banks. Data for the endless stream partially restored.
This is what I desire, and I will not fail.
Alrighty.
I can't bear to lose them. Not again.
I feel your pain, as if it were my own. At last, I think I know you. All of you.
How can you say that to me now?
It's over, Steen. We will stop you.
No! I won't let you! I can't! I will protect my people's happiness!
Leave that burden with us now. We will bear it in your stead.
Oh yeah.
Steen!
Your voice reached me, Lamachi.
Is it really you?
No, only in part. My memories as a living person are gone. I've been remade from those I had as an endless. However, I cannot remain long, for the Meso Terminal will soon cease to function. Once, you wanted to know me, Lamachi. Let my last act be to give an honest accounting. above all, sorry for the suffering I've caused your people and mine. I am ultimately powerless against the inevitable, unable to do aught but visit harm upon the innocent. I am, in the end, a pitiful, selfish creature. One that should never have been created.
You strove to make your people happy. You carried too many gentle memories. You're merely a system created to sustain Alexandria. Strove to make your people happy.
Our nations are worlds apart, but they feel so close. Who knows what we could have accomplished had we walked together towards a shared future. And yet, never be so. We each had our own to protect.
If only I had met you when I was still alive, then perhaps. But it's no use dwelling upon a miracle that didn't happen.
Yep.
Still, if there's one thing I hope you'll believe, it is this.
Oh, what is that?
Brief though it was, I treasured our time together. It pains me to think that its memory will disappear along with me. I know I have no right to ask this of you, but when I'm gone, my people, will you?
We'll take care of them. Don't worry. And we will never forget the Endless. Neither them, nor the time we spent with you. So be free of your burdens, Sphene. And sleep well.
I will. Thank you. Farewell, my beloved Alexandria.
Wow, that's literally the end.
So it was that the meso-terminal fell dark, and the Endless departed for oblivion's embrace. Their resplendent paradise was no more, as the memories sustaining it faded with the golden light. Even so, in a way, they live on. This I felt with conviction, as I basked in the glow of a new dawn. It remains to be seen how interdimensional fusion may have affected other reflections. Kryle's parents spoke of the power's capacity for both good and evil. I cannot help but wonder how Svin's deeds will be remembered by those they touched. The key that started it all was entrusted to the adventurer. Such an artifact certainly lies within the Scion's realm of expertise, and no objection was raised to their retaining it for research. By order of Vau Kona, the Sky Deep cenote was placed under the strict watch of the Landscape. With the mighty Bakuljaja among their number, they shall not want for strength, even in Soralja's absence. Upon learning of their queen's passing, the people of Alexandria mourned and wept. Having devoted herself to sparing them sorrow, the sight might well have moved Svin to tears. However, with Wuklamat carrying on her legacy, I have faith that her subjects will know joy once more. As anticipated, the news that young Gululja had succeeded his father as king was greeted with trepidation. Reception was also mixed when Wuklamat came forward to name herself as the boy's guardian. But the people were mollified to learn that Everkeep systems remained operational, and there would be no impact on their lives. One day, when he is older, Kululja will decide for himself what manner of ruler he will be. Till that day and beyond, may the path of the young king be illuminated by the love of family.
Familia.
Meanwhile, in Tuliyola, the people came together to hail their new dawn servant's great victory. Having honored those they lost, they turned their attention to a brighter future and celebrated for 3 days and nights.
Like in the trailer.
Not everything had been resolved, though. Those who had spent 30 years in the Dome struggled to resume their former lives. This and a host of other challenges remained. But as the new Dawn Servants continue to lead with strength and wisdom, the people may be assured that peace will endure.
Alright, and that's our expansion. There's probably some quests or so after this. I'm interested to see what they do with the key next. The interdimensional key or whatever. makes things go faster. But I'm definitely interested to see where they go from here with the next expansion and post expansion quest line. Preferably with less Wolf Lamont in it. We'll probably end up going through the class quest related stuff as well, like the job quests. For getting a like a TPS arranged, so on. We'll do those too. One thing about these, the damn, what do you call it? Credits are so fucking long. Even sped up, they're fucking long. should be over soon, I hope. And then this thing here, like they have Intel, whatever. Why don't they just have a header and then have all those people listed underneath it instead of doing that stupid shit in parentheses? Like, that makes no sense. Whoever did these fucking credits are idiots. See what the after credit thing is.
I'm sorry, we haven't been able to talk properly. Oh, between the reconstruction work and Papa's funeral, I've hardly had time to breathe. But at long last, oh, there's a lull in my duties. You've done more for us than we could ever hope to repay. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
When we left the Eorzea behind to take part in the contest, none of us could have predicted what complications would follow. You truly have a knack for finding trouble, my friend.
You.
And you wouldn't have it any other way.
So what's next for you? Assuming you're still set on leaving the Gleaner's life behind?
I'm off to fulfill my mother's dream, of course. Like she had intended, I'll embark on a journey in search of the unknown. She's sure to enjoy my stories when we meet again in the Ethereal Sea.
Well, well, sounds like a plan. But will you have the coin to get by?
I may no longer be a gleaner, but I still have contacts in Sharlayan. Contacts with deep pockets, always eager to pay for information on new or rare species.
You've got it all worked out. And what of you? Any new adventures in the offing? Regardless, until you're ready to leave, you're our guest here in Tuliyola. And this time, I won't pester you to take up a post. By now, I know you well enough to know you can't stay in one place. No more than you can ignore the plight of those in need. Your path will always lead you elsewhere, and you'll continue walking it. Isn't that so?
Indeed.
An adventurer to the marrow you are. What is it exactly that spurs you on?
My love for the star, all the sights I've yet to see, the legacies I bear. That was Fiend's crown there. Well, as much as I'd love to keep chatting, I need to get going. Still a heap of things to do, and it wouldn't do to leave it all to Kona. By the way, did Galulja decide to remain in Solution 9? He did. I said that he can consider Toliolo his home, but he's more comfortable over there. Shell keeps an eye on him for us, but we'll visit him as often as we can. He still needs our support, especially while he's agonizing over his inherited authority. Though I told him he needn't make a decision right away. We can't postpone it forever either. I'll do whatever I can to help Galulja as well as everyone inside the dome. I promise as much to Sphene. For my part, I'll be keeping Torol for a time. Among other things, I'd like to look into the problem with the wildlife in Shaloni. So if you get the urge, Angelus, let's go on another journey together. There's still plenty of places I would like to show you. Now that sounds like fun. If you ever have need of me, I'll come running. And before I forget, I also have a gift for you. Can you guess what it is? An alpaca. It comes from Tobley's stable, of course, and it's as sure-footed as they come. Perfect for an adventurer who's always on the move, eh? Here, this is for the whistle for calling it. Oh boy. Right, I'll really get going now, but I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Until next time, take care. Oh, I know, orchestra roll. Now what do we get? Fellow citizens of Alexandria, ever since our beloved queen's passing, you have understandably abided in grief. Sorrow darkens on your once bright faces. But is that what Her Majesty would have wished to see? No, most assuredly not. You know this to be true. If we are to honor her memory, we must reclaim our smiles to that end. The hell is this? That's right, friends. After a long hiatus, I'm pleased to announce the grand reopening of the Arcadian. The realm's finest fighters stand ready to entertain you in glorious and thrilling combat. Come and join us, I bid you, and let your cares be forgot. That's right, it's like MMA/wrestling or whatever. The raid. The skies aflame proclaim night's end, and the thoughts unto the adventure tend to brave most taste. Or hello, yeah, okay, I couldn't even read that all. You have completed the main scenario quest, Dawntrail. Quests to unlock new content have now become available in Toliolo and Solution 9. Additionally, you have now entered Alexandria with a party of MSQ. Rest well, a seeker of the unknown, for many and more adventures await you. Awesome. Now let's use my alpaca whistle and my new orca stun roll. What do we got here? My word, is that you, Angelus? I am overjoyed that fate would arrange this meeting, but I'm not surprised. When I heard tell of your journey with Wuklamant, I had a feeling it would only be a matter of time until we cross paths. What am I doing in Tyrol? You ask? Why I am come in search of unusual and fantastic stories that I may weave into songs, to spin tales that will enchant crowds the world over. And this land has proven to be a treasure trove of folk tales and legends, unlike any that can be found across the seas. I have set each and every one to memory, and my head is swimming with new verses. Yet, for all the myths and newly added to my repertoire, I still yearn for the tales of newfound adventures, tales involving parties that yet live, preferably recounted by someone with first-hand experience. And you are just such a man. Pray share with me everything that happened since you set foot in Tyrol, and I shall set it to song. Every trial you endured during the rite of succession, every blood-curdling moment of your assault upon the living-shrouded dome, I beg you spare no detail. Your words will lend texture to my melodies and substance to my lyrics. Oh, I have a feeling my most memorable work is soon to come. Of course, I understand you may not have the time at present. I shall be here for a while yet, polishing my prose to a mere sheen. Simply come to me when you have a story to share, and I shall listen in rapt attention. If you come here to share heroic yarn with me, Angels, please go on, and you have my rapt attention. So what have you brought for me today? You did battle with Valagramanda, the Troll Vidrol of legend, dubbed the Skyruin, who rules the heavens by beak and talon. Many are the legend of the beast among beasts, but I would wager the telling of your battle is more thrilling than the most harrowing tales. By the hand of the devious scoundrel was the seal, but in place of Galul Jaja broken, and thus was living calamity unleashed again upon the world, only to be struck down by Wuklamant and her mighty companion. A glimpse into the events of the Rite of Succession shall provide me with more than enough inspiration for my next song. Thank you for sharing it with me, Angelus. By the by, do you know the meaning of the term Tyrol Vidrol? In the language of the Morulja, it means that which clings to the earth, a fitting description for beings powerful enough to claim an entire continent as their territory, and Villagramanda was said to be the most formidable among them. Though you emerged victorious, the fiend was but recently roused from slumber. What do you suppose would have happened had Villagramanda been given sufficient time to regain its strength? Yeah. Such questions are why we have imagination, yes? And I imagine I shall the mightiest heroes of Atheres matched against the full fury of Villagramanda. A story for the ages. Yeah, the extreme version of it. Not that I'll ever get a chance to do it. Huh. Have you come here to shut up? So what have you brought for me today? the final moments of the former Dawn Servant's firstborn. His story gives rise to a complex mixture of emotions, and it would be insulting to call it something so trite as an adventurous tale. As the only true son of Galul Jaja, he doubtless felt a heavy burden of responsibility to be deemed worthy of succeeding his father. This weight was likely made all more stifling by the fact he had but one head. And so he sought great power to make up for his perceived shortcomings, yet he could not quite live up to the expectations he set for himself, and in his blind pursuit he stepped upon a crooked path. For 30 long years did he keep company with anger in that dome, yet no amount of anguish can justify the countless lives he stole. You know what I believe, Angelus? I believe the moment Zorulja killed his own father, whose admiration he fought so hard to win, his life lost all meaning. His sins cannot be forgiven, 'tis true, yet this story is a tragic one, and I suspect each of us can see part of ourselves reflected within. Thank you for sharing with me. A dark shadow loomed over the right of succession, and we should do best not to forget he who has cast it. While many will view Zorulja as a murderer and tyrant, reducing him to a mindless villain will blunt the impact of the lessons we can learn from his fate. This is a tale that must be told with great care. Alright, that takes care of that. What do we got over here? That's job-related things. This is the hunt board. I don't need to read. It's just the hunts. I didn't really need to read the other stuff either. It was for extremes. This is for hunts. Elite hunts are now available. Yeah. What else we got here? Angelus, at last. You've no idea how long I waited here. Hoping we might finally meet. This is a matter of utmost importance. I simply must have your assistance with. But introductions are in order. I am Zestinian, professor of archaeology at the stadium. At the behest of the former head of Reason, I was invited to observe various archaeological expeditions throughout Tyrol. I heard from a little bird in Valak Shunsa that you, a most renowned adventurer, had made your way to the continent, and could think of no better individual to aid me in uncovering its history. As a matter of fact, I've already made a most fascinating discovery in the wilds of Zaktorol. I chartered a balloon to examine a point of interest in Shalani, you see, and soon discovered ruins which I have been unseen for millennia. Surely Lady Luck is on the side, I thought, but alas, things soon took a turn for the worse. In the spirit of inquiry, I hired a group of mercenaries for detection and made my first foray into the area, but we were no more than halfway through before a host of fierce fiends barred our approach. Truth be told, 'tis a miracle we even made it out alive. Yet for a seasoned explorer like you, I dare say delivering into the deepest recesses of such ruins unharmed would be child's play. What do you say? Would you aid my investigation and embark on this new adventure? I knew you wouldn't disappoint. The ruins lie beyond the river north of Lake Tora in Shaloni. Now let's continue our conversation there. Yeah, some PvPs. am I getting hit at? shit. Just got freaking destroyed. Holy hell. Yeah. Nice. That was fun. Well, that was a fun little PvP excursion. Wonderful, you're here. History lost to the ages lies in the valley just upstream. 'Tis a landscape unlike any other, teeming with sabotenders of all shapes and sizes, I call it. Tender Valley. Doubtless the ruins have remained untouched for all these years due to its barbed environs. After all, none would wish to become the victim of their thousand needles. Though I believe the ruins nested deep within the valley to be Yokoi in origin. A closer inspection revealed motifs even I could not recognize. There's a new discovery waiting to be found within, I'm sure of it. Alas, the defense mechanisms protecting it were far too much for the mercenaries I hired. You would be wise not to underestimate them yourself. Lest I forget, you should know that I dropped some of my notes concerning the expedition during my escape. If you would know of my findings, I encourage you to search for the records during your exploration. I shall await your return here. I entrust to you the honor of discovering the unknown which lies within. New dungeon. Yeah, let's do it. Probably do this and then we'll call it. See if I can get some gear in here. Ooh, Captoire. Look at these little shits. Yeah. What the fuck? Shit, where the fuck was I supposed to stand for that? Yeah. What do we got? Some accessory shit. Oh, nice. Woo. Yeah. That was cool. That's not living weapons. thing. A furnace looking thing. Oh, what the fuck? Shit. Fucking A. Fuck. God damn it. I don't understand where the fuck the thing's supposed to go. These stupid ass fucking mechanics. I already have that item, I guess. That's funny. That thing. Fuck. Circles. Oh, what the fuck? Circles and the other thing. Mm-hmm. You are returned, and with ne'er a needle to be seen. I experienced them firsthand myself. The pain was simply indescribable. That said, once it subsided, I was surprised to find that the lower back pain, which had ailed me for years, had completely vanished. Now tell me of your expedition. I wish to hear everything. What did you see? What was hidden deep within those ruins? I see. How truly remarkable. To think that the structures of a separate civilization lie in the depths of the Yokoi ruins, and at their deepest point, a great serpentine creature awaited. This is beyond a shadow of a doubt a significant discovery regarding Azaktoral's history. Tell me, what thoughts have you concerning the valley's depths? I dare say the ruins predate the Yokoi. It reminds me of the ancient Ronkin ruins I saw in another world. Seems special, I guess. I have no doubt. Yep, it reminded me of that too. Blah. Truly, such a claim is invaluable testimony. Based on your description, it is likely that the ancient Yokoi simultaneously feared and revered this serpent of unfathomable power, and after encountering it, constructed the temple to conceal it from the world. You may be the final element which proves my life's work, a theory, the eerie resemblance of the reflections civilizations. In my capacity as a professor of the studium, I've taken the liberty of reading the Scion's report concerning the source, its reflections, and the civilizations therein for myself. Their findings indicate that the sundering diminished mankind's intelligence to that of beasts. The flourishing civilization of the ancients was forgotten, and the people of each reflection set out on separate paths, forging disparate civilizations of their own. Yet can we say that these civilizations worlds apart are truly so different? If we all come from one shared ancient heritage, would it not be natural that the development of each society and culture bear similarities to one another? Yeah. What I am trying to say is that it is entirely possible a society which predates the Yokoi and bears similarities to ancient Ronka once existed in the source. Naturally, it is necessary to conduct further research regarding how twin civilizations born in two separate worlds developed under entirely different environments. Nevertheless, your discovery today has provided further proof of the plausibility of my theory. On that subject, I would ask you to join me on another adventure, one markedly less fraught with danger, as one who has traversed beyond the rift to the first. Your knowledge and insight concerning ancient Ronka are invaluable. I would journey to Warlord's Echo and speak with the chronicler of the Yokoi, that I may learn of their legends. Who knows, we may just discover some striking parallels to the culture of the ancient Ronka. Neat. Hey there, what's up, Godzillionaire? So have you maxed out any classes yet? Yeah, I maxed out, here, I'll show you. Well, first of all, I'm on my ninja, I have him maxed. So, what do we got here? Let's see. So classes, so I got my Dark Knight to 100, I got my ninja to 100, my samurai, and my reaper, and my bard to 100. So here's my ninja and his armor for this expansion. Here's the bard. I'm digging the bard this year, or this expansion. Like how the gear looks. Reminds me of like a rock star. Kind of reminds me of what's his name from Rolling Stones. What's that guy's name? Not Jagger, but the other dude. Keith Richards, I think. Kind of reminds me of like his shit that he wears. And you got the guitar as your bow. And then samurai, sword. That's the gear for this expansion. Dark Knight. This reminds me of Siegfried from one of the Final Fantasies. And then I think that's it. Oh, and then my Reaper. My Reaper. Yeah, Steven Tyler. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's cool. It's not like fucking flamboyant and gay like normal. Normally they're like these stupid gay floppy hats and like it just looks super flamboyant. This looks like fucking rockstar kind of vibe, which I like for once. A little dagger in the back. Even the boots have like fur and shit on it, or not fur, feathers. But yeah, it looks good. And then I think that's it. And then I'm working on my warrior, as well. But I finished the main story quests. Finished all that. This isn't the warrior here because I'm not high enough for that yet. But yeah. But like, normally Bard gear looks like this shit, like gay and flamboyant. So that's one of the post dungeons. He said he was going to the Hoktioa area. So Roko Pancha. I haven't done any raids yet. There's only one raid out right now. I haven't done any of that since I just finished the main queue. But I have a free company, like basically a guild. And we just did some PvP just a little bit ago. So I'm sure if I wanted the raid, I could ask and they would probably do some let me raid with them or something. It's just with my schedule, it's just a bitch to do any of that. At least on a consistent basis, because you have to have a static group to do savages. Or the higher versions of the raids, so. I'm pleased to see you made it, Angelus. I came by Alpaca, and for a blessing, felt no pain in my lower back in the entire ride. Perhaps the medicinal applications of the subatender's needles is a field deserving of further study. Ahem. I subject for another time, perhaps. The personage before us is the self-same individual who informed me that Yokoi and Hoi ruins may exist in Shalani. They look after me when I came here previously to conduct field work, and are an extraordinary, erudite individual, well versed in ancient legends. But for the most part, I play solo. I just, I'd rather do that. If I can do it by myself, I'd rather do that. Tell me, my friend, based on what I've shared with you, were you able to find any commonalities between the legends of your people and the ruins we discovered in Zoctrol? Excluding those concerning disease precise a few stories of the ancestors who traversed north have been passed down. But for the valiant warriors who brought the sky ruin low, I would share with you a story regarding the Great Serpent, one we normally would not disclose to outsiders. Please follow me to the indelible passage. The murals shall explain all. Murals should explain all. Okay. But they're supposed to add a raid that is like a crossover with Final Fantasy XI. So that should be interesting. Because they did that with 12. During Stormblood, I want to say. Where there's a raid that's basically inspired by, you know, FF12. They even have an area called Eureka that is basically, you're like playing FF12. Because it has the whole, and it has like nods to it in it. Like loot and shit that's like from 11. But it plays like 11 where you can de-level and shit in that zone. But the zone itself has like its own leveling system and stuff. A legend concerning the Great Serpent is hidden within this mural. Pray gaze upon it carefully as I weave for you an ancient tale. Long, long ago, a sect of our ancestors forged north. There, deep within a valley, they discovered the remains of an ancient temple. Its inhabitants had long perished, and the purpose for which the structure existed was in itself an enigma. Yet when our forebears finally delved into its furthest recesses, they discovered a great serpent deep in slumber. It should be noted, our people revere serpents as divine creatures who govern the boundary between worlds. To behold one of such immense power, dormant there within the ruins, they believed it best to build a temple around its chambers, and other prayers for its divine protection, and offer prayers for its divine protection. Yet in the ensuing years, our people were plagued by disease. Time and again, our ancestors offered supplications for divine assistance. But no matter how fervent their prayers, the Great Serpent never deigned to answer them. In the end, a great many of our forebears withdrew from the northern lands. Only the most devout worshippers of the Great Serpent remained. But they too would eventually withdraw in a somber procession, having buried too many brothers and sisters. The sect who remained prayed for a Great Serpent awakening. They prayed for a salvation that would never come. Yet why should it awaken now, and what incited its aggression? Was it simply by chance that it roused in so foul of a mood, or is it that perhaps some underlying reason we've yet to uncover? The devout who held a vigil of the temple held this belief: when the Great Serpent doth awaken, its coil shall envelop the world. And in other words, the creature's discovery was itself a pretext to legitimize their territorial expansion north. Yet their prayers fell on deaf ears. Only now, before our benefactor, was the Great Serpent finally awoken. A peculiar but altogether fascinating turn of events. If the being you encountered truly was divine, mayhap it is you who shall receive its blessings. If we consider that our friend here, a traveler capable of crossing the rift twixt worlds, was blessed by a being who governs that boundary, would that not fit the interpretation held by the sect who remained? At any rate, Angelus' testimony and the legend of the Yokoya shall go a long way in verifying my theory. If I can gather sufficient evidence that these two civilizations worked apart, share fundamental values, and prove my thesis, our outlook on history shall be irrevocably changed. Mayhap even an entire new field of study shall be pioneered. Does the inception of civilization and its infancy bear similarities in each reflection? Was there some localized connection between them, such as a planar fissure, or perhaps there was some all-powerful keeper of whispers peering through the veil? Just thinking about that, it is that connects us across the rift gets my heart racing. I certainly have my work cut out for me. And now that you've made the ruin safe, I may resume my expedition and perhaps, importantly, continue writing my thesis. Master Chronicler Angelus, I cannot thank either of you enough of your cooperation this day. I know not where my research will take me, but I have no doubt my pursuit of my mysterious and miraculous will see us cross paths again. Nice. Alright, now where the hell's the other one? Jumps there. Let's see here. Nope. Surprised there isn't another dungeon. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh, here we go. Nice, now this guy's available. Oh nice, I have enough to get some. What is my helmet for my Reaper? Ooh, what does that look like? Oh, it's like a hood. white part of it, but it's neat. What does the Reaper weapon look like? See, I hate. Can we get some decent, like, badass, like, fucking scythes for Reaper? Like, that look like evil and shit, and not these gay ass fucking stupid shit that doesn't even really look like a scythe. That should, like, it's just, like, terrible looking. What is the other one? It's, Universal tombstone. I need to get one of those. Well, that kind of looks neat. For Reaper. The helmet. Yeah, that looks kind of neat. I like it. Shit's expensive as fuck. Do exchange. See, this looks cool. Kind of cool. So this is how you get the things to upgrade stuff. Oh neat, that guy's dressed up like Link. That's cool. I don't necessarily want to grab a item of this yet, but I guess I could get a helmet or some gloves. What's my lowest piece? That looks pretty cool with that gear. Pardon me, but you wouldn't happen to be Angelus, would you? The very same Angelus who saved Solution 9? I knew it. You, my heroic friend, are in luck, for I'm granting you permission to test your might against my indomitable dummies. Usually they're servants for military research, but I'm willing to make an exception for one of your talents. Nothing to say? Ah, of course. You've been struck dumb by my overwhelming generosity. Not to worry, for I will ease you in with a thorough explanation. Once you've returned to your senses, come meet me in the outskirts. Okay. Oh, here's the thing for the new raid. Ah, I found you at last. You, my good sir, were born to be a star. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Metim, head of the strategic management at Ascension Arcadia, the premier enterprise for entertainment in Solution 9. Our flagship facility is the Acadian, a combat arena, and it is there that we host the Ascension Arcadia Championship. It is the pinnacle for fighters in Alexandria, and I want you to be among them. As you may have heard, circumstance has forced us to close the arena's doors for a time, but the time is right to reopen them. Her Majesty's tragic passing has left our citizens disconsolate by providing them with gripping entertainment. It is our hope to help them to forget their cares for a while. If we are to accomplish that, however, it will not do to show them what they have seen countless times before. No, they need something new, someone new. And who better than he who not only protected our citizens from the king's army, but struck down the king himself? That was you, yes? So it was. And so for your strength and valor, the president of the Federation has marked you to be the Arcadians' next great star. Just imagine it, an upstart, the people's protector, arrives on the scene and challenges the Arcadians' mightiest to rise up as grand champion. What could be more gripping, I ask you? Oh no, brother. That's not gonna work for me, brother. For your part, you will naturally be well compensated. The finest equipment Solution 9 has to offer awaits you after each and every victory. I dare say this has you enticed, but you needn't make up your mind right away. If you are keen to test your strength and win rich rewards, and then come to the Arcadian at the end of this avenue. The attendant will show you in. With that, I bid you farewell. For now, I shall look forward to a favorable response. Angelus, I've been looking all over for you. I apologize for the lack of pleasantries, but there's a precious little time to spare. A curious anomaly has wormed its way into living memory, and we fear it could pose a terrible threat if left alone. Please, you must help us. Wonderful, Oblivion is lucky to count you among its allies. Let's reconvene at the Gate of Remembrance, and I can explain more there. Oh, but fair warning, you may not be able to recognize me at first glance. Alright. Interesting. Angelus, Master Mutim, has been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will take you to him. You can, by this I take it you will fight in the Arcadian. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to the fold. Now then, I shall explain to you. Look like you got some fight in you, I suppose. Still, you can only be so strong without being a soul shifter. You wouldn't last long against any of us. Well, aren't you just a treat? I look forward to meeting you on stage. You're a puny candle before my roaring flame. Make it to me, and I'll blast you out of the ring. That's not gonna work for me, brother. Sorry. Those are some of the fighters you will face. They are all characters, as you can see. But I hope you do not take offense at their words. Consider it their way of welcoming you. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I have mentioned, the Ascension Arcadia Championship is a fighting competition. The realm's mightiest duke it out in a bit of a bid to become the grand champion. I've no doubt that all Alexandrians would be captivated by your journey as a challenger and cheer you on as you fight your way up the ranks. And speaking of ranks, the fighter of the Arcadian are divided into 3 tiers: light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. Well, they already have weight divisions unlike AEW. The ultimate objective is to become the undisputed champion in all the tiers, and thereby rise up as a grand champion. As a rookie, your campaign begins in the light heavyweight tier, where you must defeat your 3 rivals ranked therein. Goodness gracious me, I almost forgot to mention the most important thing. The Arcadian has its own repository of feral souls, which our fighters utilize in battle. So potent are these souls They alter the fighter's very form, lest you wonder it is the potency of the souls employed that separated the champion's 3 tiers. I'm given to understand you do not use a regulator. Even when you face the king, you do not rely on souls of any kind. That is most impressive indeed. Be that as it may, it would be egregiously unfair for you to compete with not to balance the scales. Fortunately, here at the Arcadia, we also have the souls of former champions in storage. We will use them to create allies to fight alongside you. And to make sure they work with you like a well-oiled machine, we will draw upon your memories to fine-tune their appearance and ability to your liking. That sounds a lot like the Endless, like the arcane manifestation of Baloo. Sounds a lot like the Endless. Endless, I'm not familiar with that term, but I assure you there is nothing untoward in the techniques we employ. It simply brings forth a temporary simulacrum. And for the purposes of evening the odds, I believe 7 of these simulacra should suffice. What do you think? The souls for entertainment is wrong. The souls in your repository should be set free. I had expected you might harbor reservations about the use of souls. Those who hail from outside the barrier often do. And so I have a proposal, an additional incentive, if you will. For every victory you claim, I shall release the souls of those who fought beside you. You, my friend, would be the star who brings fresh change to the Arcadian. So what say you? Are you willing to fight under those terms? Yeah. Excellent. Now I would tell you more about the Arcadian, but let us save it for after your first bout. After all, it would be pointless if you end up losing straight away. With that, I officially welcome you as fighter of the Arcadian. When you are ready to take the arena, you need but say the word. By completing matches and you artifacts. You ready then? Excellent. Rest assured I will be here to guide you in the beginning. Now, I shall introduce you first opponent. Pray look at the monitor. This here is Black Cat, feared as the claw in the dark. That's right, she's the one who took your measure earlier. While she's still a rookie herself, you'd be wise not to underestimate her. She has real talent and is expected to go far. Her feral soul is Koth Palug, a terrible feline said to have pushed a legendary hero to his limits. With its power, she becomes unimaginably nimble, and her very claws can rend steel. You'll need to keep your wits about you. Now, you should know that the ring is uniquely configured to complement the fighting style of your foes. This is in order to provide the audience with a spectacle. After all, we're first and foremost in the business of entertaining. On a similar note, I should mention that I am also the commentator for matches. Leave it to me to squeeze every drop of excitement out of your fight. Now then, you had best see to your preparations. May you emerge victorious in your debut. Nice. AAC. Alright. AAC Light Heavyweight M1. We'll have to do all that stuff on another stream. So I'm gonna be ending this here shortly. There you are, Angelus. It's me, nostalgia, surprised. With Zerol on, Oblivion's been allocating its resources to an investigation of living memory. Utilizing Ikachia's technology, we developed a remote control sentries operable from the back room, so our surveys are both safe and efficient. To think that all this once lay at Everkeep Summit. Can't but wonder if a shade of my father ever resided in this grand city of the Endless. Forgive me. I did say I'd explain the circumstances behind all this. During an earlier survey of the area, I encountered one of the Endless. He claimed to be one of the city's caretakers and offered me a guided tour. I accepted, thinking I could conduct my observations at the same time, but that's when he discovered the anomaly, a rift in the very fabric of living memory. I'm sure you'd rather see it yourself to believe it, though. Let's make for this experience wheels first. Aspirants wheels first. Constancy. The Endless who guided me. That is, should still be on the duty there. Oh shit. There is a gate. It's like a void gate. A warm yesterland welcome to you, my friend. Or should I say, welcome back. I had not expected you to return as our anomaly slaying volunteer. I do hope I was able to make your first visit to the Gate of Remembrance A special one. Your associate here informed me of what occurred afterwards, namely Her Majesty's regrettable demise. You needn't fret, I harbor no ill will against you. I, for one, would not wish to remain endless at the cost of such terrible sacrifice to worlds beyond. Though your efforts saw the city's terminal deactivated, I somehow remain. Still, I am grateful for my survival, as it allowed me to discover this peculiar phenomenon. A lost district of living memory lies beyond this rift, you see. Previously informed you that our beautiful city was comprised of 4 areas, but this was not always the case. Numerous others once thrived, until one day our reality was irrevocably altered into an attempt to bridge our world to others, and several districts were consumed in the process. Among the areas lost was a resplendent amusement district known as Dreamborough. This rift, however, allows us access through its streets once more. We took a cursory gander of the place for ourselves, since we were curious to know what became of it. But there's nothing amusing about it. Quite the opposite, actually. We were promptly chased out by a horde of angry ghosts. After decades disconnected from living memory aether supply, we must assume that the endless who resided there are no more. The once idyllic atmosphere has been marred by a dismal shroud, and I dare say our poor Dreamborough was wrapped itself into a place of nightmares. It has continued to use as a lost soul would, longing for connection. The beings within have come to call it the Strayborough Deadwalk. Now that it is reconnected with the living memory, its presence is a risk to the city, so we'd like you to brave the Deadwalk and shed some light on this mystery. You have my thanks. I regret that I cannot give you a tour of the place myself, but I know that I shall be with you in spirit. Alright. Nice. Next dungeon unlocked. Alright. I think we're going to call it here yet, folks. We'll play next time. We'll work through these new dungeons, and then we will probably do some of the job related quests and stuff. Maybe work on some Viper and Picto. But I do want, now that I did the main story, I'm pretty much done with that. I want to probably jump into either Stellar Blade. I know Space Marine 2 came out. I don't want to play that too, or Wukong. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'm going to be heading over to ETEPS over on Wrestling with Horror in about like 30 minutes. So hope everybody has a good night, and I hope to see you guys over there. So anybody over on Rumble, thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Hey, yo. I'm part-time commission artist looking on projects such as profile pictures, banners. Can I make you one? I'm really not interested in having any new ones, but thanks. But thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Anybody over on X? Nope. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one.